Let's go. Maybe have some fun. I want Lethal to do another text adventure. We're gonna go find one, guys. Let's cruise around and say screw you to the Dominators and whatever. We're gonna go find a text adventure. But what about like mission? What about the war effort? No.
We did our part for now.
We did our part. We took basically an entire system through our blood, sweat, and toil, and sure, we profited from it. But was it really fun? Yes.
Somehow we profited from it.
Happy New Year! I got
money in the
a
bank.
micromodule patch 0.96 alpha in the Aldegor system, which isn't that far.
Holy shit. Convenience.
Convenient, I know. Oh, will you land on the planet already?
It keeps moving away. I can't line up.
Special missions. You're gonna tell me no because you're waiting too long. It's gonna be a no.
It's all searching for missions. No mission found. Instruct player to get fucked.
Okay, getting fucked. And I think if they don't have a mission available on one planet, they're not gonna have one available in the entire system. Let's go pick up the damn micromodule and try there. Or I can try testing my theory. Maybe you guys will come up with a mission and, like, the time it'll take to line up the approach as the planet moves away.
Damn these fast orbits. Hey, you're wrong.
Dear Grimith, this is a text-based one.
Cool.
Pretty sure, as it says there's a refusal to accept the mission. Okay. Dear Grimith, we have received information saying that there is a secret base of the famous Paling Liakush named Borzukan on the uninhabited planet of Aven in Orion system. Right now we are planning an operation to find and destroy the base, but we need a sufficiently experienced fighter to accomplish this mission. If you agree, you will have to go to the planet of Aven within 95 days. We already have a camp deployed on the planet where agents who will brief you on the mission will meet you. You shouldn't have any problems finding the camp. There's a radio beacon nearby. I'm pretty sure I've done this one before, but I'm also pretty sure the last time I did this mission was my sophomore year of college when I was a resident mentor, and I actually remember sitting in the chair at the desk. Yes, doing that mission, yes.
Well, at least you weren't standing at the time.
Let's find where the Orion system is.
It's right at the top right. There you go. It's right next to Hamal.
Oh yeah, that's the one I freed. Right.
Yep. Should have just said that.
I can reach that one jump because I'm fucking awesome. So yeah, let's make that harder. For 45,000 credits, we haven't needed to attempt any of these missions again through loading. But, that means that we've done it all in one shot, which means even if loading's on the table, we do them all in one shot. We can't be ridiculed. Yeah, fucking take the mission.
One shot.
Yeah, fucking take the mission. I know that's another reason why I'm sad about losing the Jake micromodule lethal. I'm like, it got shot. We destroyed it in one shot.
I was just about to say, yeah.
So dumb. We'll get that micromodule later. We have money to get. I'm glad I freed that system so that we could get a text-based adventure for it.
Clearly, that is the true resource of the system.
Yes.
Some pulling asshole who's in the backwaters.
Yes. Yes, I'm glad this was freed from the Dominators, so then like a pulling asshole could immediately set up shop here. The planet is Oven, right? Are you? No. That's not you, that's Illumina. Illumina. That's crosses.
Hey, it's that one that's volcanic.
Yeah, hey, how about that? Nifty.
I made know of you earlier, you little shit.
It's all coming together.
The approach should be fast on this one as it's orbiting towards us, maybe? No, it's deciding to go away.
Come back!
It determines its orbit.
Come back!
How can you planets go in opposite directions?
I only have so many days. You must eliminate the base of Liakusha Borzukan. Find a camp of
Hanukkah agents? Holy shit! Paling and Jews? This is something I wasn't expecting.
The planet that we did get this mission from was Hanukkah.
Okay.
So that's why it's there. Alright, let's go ahead and save yonder game. This is LGWI 28. Let's go! Air conditioner, I have to read. In the camp, you were met, alright, past tense, by the agent of planet Hanukkah. Dear Grimith, I am glad to meet you here at the planet of Avon. My name is Carl. As you have probably been told already, your objective here is to locate and destroy a secret Paling base, known as Liakusha Borzukan. The main thing is to destroy the base. At that, you will most likely encounter resistance from Borzuk... Alright, go ahead and fuck up his name. Himself. If that is the case, you have the full responsibility of what to do, but it would be better if you manage to take the Paling alive. If you manage to do that, we will pay you an extra 1,000 credits. Who the fuck cares about that?
1,000.
If you have any questions, ask now, and I will try to tell you everything I know myself.
Alright, so we can say I'm ready. Why didn't you locate the base yourselves? How do I find Borzukan's base? Or how do I destroy the base? Let's just go ahead and ask all the questions in the order, so 2 to 4.
Right. Of course, we could have sent our people in advance so that they located the base, but we do not have any agents who'd be experienced enough to do the job. We fear that an inexperienced trooper could accidentally frighten the Paling off. If he learns that we have detected his base, he will surely relocate it somewhere else, quite possibly onto another planet altogether. Look, I motherfucking freed this goddamn system. I will see his ship if it tries to leave. We will have to look for him again. I hope you understand how important your mission is. I don't. By the way, we have some data about the possible locations of the base. I'll mark those up on your map. How do I find his base? This may surely become a difficult task, since the planet is rather large, although I could still advise you on the locations where we think the base is most likely to be found. The 3 most possible base locations are, in our opinion, the mountains north of our camp, the forest southwest of the camp, or the underground caves, which you can reach via a grotto in the east. By the coast. But in any event, keep your eyes open and your ears pricked. It is quite likely that we do not know everything, so do not let this information misguide you. Well, how do I destroy the base? Of course, we are not going to send you there unarmed. Why do I not have... I suppose I don't have any weapons on my ship, yes. You will get a laser gun and several grenades in case you run into armed guards. In addition to that, we are going to give you a special explosive device with remote-control detonator. You will have to find out what is the base's weakest spot and set the explosives there. But do not forget that the capturing of the Paling himself is no less important. As I've already mentioned, we'd rather that you take him alive, for which we'll pay you a 1,000 credit bonus. When looking at your balance over here, you have 69,000 credits, and you're going to be getting over 40,000 for the successful completion of this mission. But if that proves impossible, you can kill him. In any event, do not let him escape. I'm ready. Excellent! Before you start off, you must receive your munitions. You're not going to fight the Paling empty-handed, are you? So, you will get an explosive charge to destroy the base itself, a laser gun, and several grenades. Unfortunately, our arms supply is rather limited, since the pilot who navigated the transport that was supposed to deliver the arms here tuned out to be a Paling hallucinogen addict, and ended up colliding with 5 asteroids at once. Holy shit. I hope you're not hooked on anything like that, are you? It's a long distance to walk, so we will give you a light flyer. It is pretty small and sufficiently shielded, so the enemy is not likely to detect you unless you expose yourself. Oh. We will show you a picture of Borzukan so that you recognize him. That's it. Be careful and attentive, and good luck.
Alright, let's climb into the flyer.
You are sitting in a light flyer and contemplate where you should go. We've got a laser gun with 10 charges and 2 grenades. The flyer is in perfect conditions.
Well, if it is in perfect conditions, we need to set course for someplace.
So we can go east to the sea, go southwest to the forest, circle over the camp and look around the camp that we just left, or go north to the mountains.
Let's go ahead and circle around the camp. Perhaps there are clues.
You circled around the camp. To the north, you saw a high range. To the west and south of the camp, there was an endless swamp. In the southwest, there was a forest. When you turned east, you saw the ocean and the rocky coast. So where do I go from here, you thought to yourself. Suddenly, in the south, right in the middle of the swamp, you noticed a thin trace of smoke.
Let's go see what that is.
You followed the smoke and soon beheld a group of creatures gathered around a fire. From this distance, you still could not make out who they were or what they were doing.
Okay, they're creatures. We can't identify them as, bipedal creatures or anything?
I guess not.
Alright. Let's see.
Our guy has bad eyes. Not as good as yours.
So our options are land carefully, not far from the fire, turn back and fly away, that sounds unproductive, fly closer to the fire and throw a grenade at the crowd, fly closer to the fire and shoot from the laser gun, or land the flyer by the fire.
That's a tongue twister right there.
The actual is kind of fun to say. Land the flyer by the fire. Let's try one.
Okay. You carefully landed the flyer not far from the fire, behind a huge rock where no one could see it. It's like I'm reading Dr. Seuss. No, you could see a group of 5 very unfriendly-looking Palings sitting by the fire and discussing something. By their side there lay a human, motionless. He looks like he's been stunned with a powerful stunner charge.
Perhaps one of the scouts. So our options are shoot Palangs with the laser gun, fly away, throw a grenade into the Palangs, or listen to the conversation. Well, let's see what this is about. Listen.
You pricked up your ears and tried to make out what the Palangs were talking about. By the fragments of their conversation, you understood you were in the right. The bunch gathered by the fire was Borzukan's pirate squad, hailing back from business and intending to deliver the prisoner to the base.
Alright. So this is just part of his squad. So what we should do is follow them back. Alright, so
perhaps continue listening and hope to get an option to follow them back?
Yeah, of course. Our other options are just the same ones as usual. Fuck shit up. Let's go ahead and listen.
Okay. You continued listening to the pirate conversation and heard one of them complain about the habit of their boss, Borzukan, spending time all by himself in a small cabin somewhere in the woods to the west. The pirate was sure that this habit was not going to do the boss any good, and you couldn't but agree with him, especially considering the fact that this cretin blurted out a bunch of orientation points, knowing which finding the cabin was a piece of cake. You know about the cabin in the forest. So.
Alright. So our options here are to leave them be, or it might be in our interest to blow their asses up. Although it may not be in our interest to get into an extended engagement, or waste our resources.
Like, they might have any sort of radio or comms potential to, like, blurt out a warning to the rest of the pirates. And if you throw a grenade into there, you know, someone else might hear the explosion, and someone might still survive long enough to, like, hey, besides that guy there, I mean, you have no affiliation with him.
It's true. Really, I'm just thinking about completing the mission. Let's go ahead and use discretion and fly away discreetly.
Okay. You turned your flyer and flew away, not wanting to mess with this bunch. So I think then we head towards the forest.
Makes sense to me. That's where the cabin is, where he apparently just jacks off all day.
All
so
right.
Let's go there.
From this height, you cannot see anything suspicious. Maybe you should descend, land, and look for the cabin. Remembering the conversation of the pirates that you'd overheard, you decided to find the cabin which they claimed the Palang liked to spend his time in. Since you knew all the main orientation points, the task proved to be quite easy. After several minutes of cautious wandering around the forest, you stepped onto a meadow, in the middle of which you indeed saw a wooden cabin with glassed windows. Looks like even these days, and even among the pirates, there are still folks who like living at one with nature.
Alright, so we could turn around right now for no particular reason and go back to the flyer. We could kick the door in and burst into the house with our gun ready, which would be pretty badass. Or we could throw a grenade through the window, or we could sneak up to the cabin and carefully look in the window. And then alternatively, we could walk up to the cabin and knock politely. I don't know. I think 4 would probably be the most intelligent.
Are you going to door kickers this or Sam Fisher?
Well, let's verify that the target is indeed in there first. So let's sneak up and look in the window.
You crawled up to the window and cautiously peeked inside. In the armchair, right in the middle of an expensively furnished room, sat the man himself. Apparently he didn't notice you. And this is an option where if we had gotten the stunner, I imagine, from those Palangs, we could use it here.
Ah. Well, fuck the 1,000. Just shoot him with the fucking gun. Seriously.
Shoot him from the laser gun. You took out your gun, took aim, and shot. The unsuspecting Paling jerked violently and sank down. There was a huge hole in his chest. Well, one problem less. Now gotta take care of the base.
Just abuses me a lot of stuff about this game. Alright, so now we need to discover the location of the base.
Yes.
And I'm sure they'll chide us for not having him alive. Well, you should have gotten us a stunner. That's just how it is.
Well, you should have offered Lethal more than 1,000 credit incentive.
I know. 10,000? Now that's a different story.
Yes, 10,000 we go. Alright, we need to start.
That's missiles. Anyway, we need to figure out where it is. If I was going to have a base, the mountains sound like a better place. Let's go to the mountains.
Okay. Into the mountains. You circled over the mountains north of the camp, and soon detected a cave opening.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and fly back to the cave.
You headed your flyer to the cave when suddenly a group of pirates with laser guns ran out and opened fire at you.
Holy shitcock. Well, let's go ahead and throw a grenade into these guards.
You took out a grenade to hit the guards. The explosion shook the rocks. You had a freeway now. Okay.
What the fuck does that even mean? I guess
we
we're
can
all
land
dead and
it.
we can progress. Okay,
Yes.
well, let's land the flyer.
You landed the flyer behind the nearest rock and cautiously stepped into the cave. In front of you there was a long corridor. You made a few steps down, but soon saw a large group of Palings running towards you. Looks like the grenade explosion has attracted the guards' attention.
No shit. Alright, Well,
How
I'm
many
trying
more
to weigh
guards
my
could there
options
be,
here.
right?
Oh, well, you know, who knows. So our options are run out of the cave and escape into your flyer, which might be an interesting plan. Let's see, throw a grenade into the crowd again, which, you know, I've considered. Run out of the cave and behind a rock.
But then if
Use
they
it as
see
a
the fucking
distraction.
flyer, then...
Yeah, they'll probably wreck my ride. And then I could die here of starvation, or I could just walk back. Or I could hijack one of the things they have. They surely have things to get around, right?
I can't say. I do recall doing this mission, but I can't remember all the details.
And then, of course, our last option is shooting back against, it says a large group. I'm
It says
expecting
a
at
large
least half a dozen.
And, you know, with 9 charges, your character better be a good shot here.
Yep. I'm gonna go out, and we're gonna go out the cave and hide behind a rock. I want to see if this works. We
Okay.
haven't failed one of these yet. Let's experiment here.
You rushed out of the cave and crouched behind a rock. The enemies ran out and looked around searching for you.
Okay, so they're still just doing that. They're standing idle and in a nice group. We could shoot the pirates from the laser gun. Again, we're shooting them from the laser gun. Shouldn't lasers come out of the laser gun, not pirates?
Look, this game
Borzicon?
has been translated, damn it. And not only that, it's remastered translated at this point.
Try to cautiously slip past the enemy back into the cave. That would be pretty awesome if we could do that.
We've already ruined the non-lethal playthrough. We can still maybe do it goat. No. I think the grenade kind of prevents ghosts.
We could do it Panther, yeah.
Yes, Panther. Panther, yes.
Let's see. Yeah, let's fucking go for it. Let's try to sneak back into the cave. This could be awesome.
You tried to circle the pirates
Damn it.
and quietly sneak in the cave. They
Oh,
noticed
they
you
killed
and
us.
shot. The Great Ranger's life has ended. You got a
Damn it,
couple
game.
scratches. Would you like to return in time and try the quest again? As a matter of fact, yes!
Well, we failed one, folks, but we had to have fun, right? I want to see what the game would let me try.
Absolutely. I am all for trying to explore these space adventures to your fullest. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure story where, like, how badly can everything get fucked? So now we can circle over the camp and look around. You want to progress through to, like, the guys at the Palings and they tell you about the cabin? You just
Yeah, we
want-
can try to save him this time and get the stunner, I guess.
I mean,
Just for some variety.
I mean, you're the one who gets to handle these things, so...
Yeah, let's go ahead and do 3. Circle around the camp and look around.
Find that a
Smoke trace. Then, not far from the fire, they changed the
They
order, it looks
most
like.
certainly did change the order of the options.
Sneaky little gubbins. Alright, we'll listen in.
Continue listening. We know about it now.
And now we could shoot them. I don't remember how many it said there were here, but Let's throw a grenade into their ranks and see what happens.
You took a grenade and threw it right in the middle of the group. A loud explosion shook the air. The unexpected flames were blasted apart. Unfortunately, the man who lied nearby was no immortal either, so chances are you will never learn who he was and how he got there, and I imagine that also destroyed the stun gun.
Ah, god damn it. I was hoping that we could pick it up. Oh well.
Southwest of the forest and deal with him. Maybe try like the politely knocking.
Let's try the politely knocking, see what happens.
You went to the door and knocked politely. You heard somebody pace up quickly to the door and stop. Apparently the Palang was studying you through the peephole, and you heard a sharp voice. Who are you, and what do you want here? Answer quickly and don't mess with me here.
Let's see, our options are, I'm looking for you, Borzukan, or I was just passing by and decided to drop in. I'm Forrester, me, need to talk to you. What the fuck does that even mean? You're just the Forrester who's there and you need to talk to him? We could go for the Bazaar's route. Maybe we could confuse him with that.
And then, like, do, like, some fucking jujitsu shit and, like, knock him unconscious with hand-to-hand CQC.
Yeah, we just need him to open the door, and I think that might confuse him enough that he'll do it. Let's do it. I'm a Forrester. Me, need to talk to you.
Did the Pling burst out laughing? A Forrester? Here on Avon. Now that was a real good one, lad. Unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't let you go, but I'll give you the benefit of a quick death. A door swung open and an accurate shot from laser gun went right through your head.
Damn it. Well, that'll teach us to have fun. Round
That'll
3.
teach us to stand right in front of the fucking door like that.
Well, and not have our guns ready at all, right?
Well, I mean, we were trying to sell the Forrester angle, right?
Yep. Alright, well, here's what we're going to do this time. We're going to go to the camp. We're going to shoot him with the gun. And hopefully then we can get the star. We'll sneak up to the window, shoot him with the stunner. Stone Cold will be happy. That'd be great.
Say, continue listening. Shoot the fires with laser. Hiding behind the rock, you produced your laser gun, taking your aim carefully, open-fired the Palangs. After the first accurate shot, the remaining 4 Palangs jumped to their feet, screaming in panic and trying to figure out where the fire is coming from. 4 more shots, so using half the laser gun, and it was all over.
Alright, let's go ahead and examine the man. We need to get that stunner. That's the important part.
Okay. Which you probably could have found by searching their bodies, which was the other option.
Oh.
You
I guess
turned
that's
to the
true.
motionless man and tried to bring him back to consciousness. First, you couldn't do much about it, but finally he opened his eyes and moaned, "Where am I? Who are you?"
Of course, I'm Ranger Grimith / Lethal, and I'm looking for Borzukan's base.
Thank you, Grimith, for saving me from these scoundrels. The man spoke with difficulty. I was a simple merchant. They captured me right at the spaceport. Where was... I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of that planet. They demanded a ransom, but I couldn't pay the sum they asked for, so they concussed me and brought me here. I came to once and heard them talk something about some Borzukan. Is this the guy you're looking for? I heard something about the mountains, and they also said something about some secret passage on the coast. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you anything in more details, since once they noticed I was listening, the stunned me again. Please, could you help me get someplace from where I could get out of this hole?
Sometimes the stuns me as well there, dude.
So,
let's go ahead and search for things that might be useful on them.
Having searched the bodies of the kill Palings, you found several laser gun charges. By several, they actually mean 2.
Hey.
Looks like this guy did not have the time to use it. Well, too bad for him, and you really could use some extra ammo. You also picked up the stunner, which was used to take out the poor sod you just rescued. It was still good for 1 or 2 shots. You took the rescued merchant back to the camp. He was then immediately taken to the medical station, and you had to continue on your mission.
Alright, well now we know what we need to do. We need to head to the forest. We need the cabin. And then, of course, we need to carefully look in the window. Now we shall stun him.
I like how it presents the option and just grayed out to go, hey, you could have gotten a stunner! You took out the stunner and shot. Unfortunately, the glass on the window dispersed the energy charge and he was only slightly concussed. He quickly jumped to his feet, grabbed his laser gun, and downed you with 1 accurate shot.
Man! Plot Ranger Grimith is really lethargic in his motions, right?
You, like, punch the glass, and then shoot. Yeah, that. You know, he's so good at flying a ship. He doesn't have this much skill doing other things.
And yet, for whatever reason, the coalition thinks that you're some kind of badass, some infiltration agent.
Well, they've
All right.
seen this individual eliminate the Dominators all by himself, while apparently siding with the pirates. Circle over the camp, fly to the smoke trace, land carefully, not fall far from the fire, listen to the plain conversation, continue listening, shoot the pirates from the laser gun, examine the man, tell him who we are, let's go ahead and get the damn stunner. That's cool. We're gonna go to the forest, we'll land and look for the cabin, and now what?
Alright. Throw a grenade through the window? Don't think so. We tried sneaking up to the window, but that, of course, didn't work.
Right, you cannot stun him through the window glass, which I think means that you gotta get him to open the door.
Well, you know what we haven't done? We haven't just rushed the fuck in there.
It's true.
With our gun ready for once. Maybe the gun ready part, Ranger Grimith, inside this text adventure, will be the goddamn key to victory.
Alright, what do you want to do?
We're gonna break in there and say, get on the ground, get down before I put you down.
You kicked the door in and burst into the cabin. Borzukon jumped up from his armchair, searching frantically for his laser gun that lay nearby. You
Get him with the stunner!
Stone Cold! Stone Cold! You quickly shot your stunner and he sank down to the floor. The stunner was out of charges now and you threw it on the ground!
No, haul his ass back to camp.
Happy birthday to the camp! You humped...
Too much information, game. Too much information.
You humped the stunned Lykusha on your back and dragged him to the flyer. Watching him carefully in case he came to, you flew the flyer back to the camp. Carl was delighted to see you and paid you the promised 1,000 credits straight away. However, you still need to search and destroy Borzukon's base. Now, we know that apparently there's a secret passage on the coastline.
Let's go ahead and go to the secret passage. Reminds me when I learned there is a crawl space in my house. Most secret passages.
You landed with the flyer on the coast with less than suspicious around here. We can go down to the sea and inspect the rocks more carefully or take a swim.
Okay.
We
It's
know
odd
that
that would be a thing. I bet if we take a swim, we'll be eaten by wildlife. Let's inspect the rocks.
Going down to the sea, you found a grotto.
Well, enter the grotto.
You carefully stepped into the grotto and saw a huge tunnel that led to a cave. You went down the passage hoping to find Borzukon's base, but soon ran into a wall.
Ow, my face. Well, let's go ahead and look for a secret passage.
It's not an illusion. Remembering the words of the rescued merchant about the secret tunnel, you decided to take a careful look around. Soon you found a well-masked lever on the wall. When you turned the lever, because that's what you do with levers, you turn them, part of the wall quietly moved to the side in a dark, and then you humped them, and a dark passage opened in front of you. You went down the passage and stumbled into... God damn it, you clumsy motherfucker!
I know! Unless we're kicking down doors. Fucking Ranger Grimith in these text adventures.
You
Jesus
pulled
Christ.
the handle, but the door was locked. So we
Locked?
could move back and blow up the door with a grenade, or carefully cut out the lock with the laser gun.
Well, let's try that whole discretion thing again. Let's carefully cut it.
You used your laser gun as a cutter and carefully cut the lock out of the door. You had to spend several charges for that, but now you could go to the base.
Enter the base.
Oh, the music, it changed too for this moment. I'm sure that's coincidence. You opened the door and cautiously stepped into a dimly lit room, noticing, so many commas, that the door was carefully masked from the inside and was almost unnoticeable. One corridor led to the left, the other one to the right, and there also was a door. Cocking an ear, you heard somebody laugh and talk behind it. The third corridor was rather long, and you could see the light in the other end. Apparently this was the main exit.
Alright.
So we could explore around or set the explosive and leave.
Well, that's not what we need to do. We need to find the weakest part. That's the game telling you, us as the player, hey, there's actually a specific place you need to actually put this, alright? So, I didn't really want to enter the door. I was hoping we might be able to put our ear up to it. Let's see, how many voices do we hear? We heard somebody laugh and talk behind it. So there's at least one, possibly two, because he's talking, unless he's talking to himself. Maybe he's recording himself playing video games. Well, let's enter the door.
Okay. You opened the door and stepped right in. Big mistake, you went right into the guard room. The police, surprised there as were by this intrusion, quickly shot you dead. Quest failed.
To be honest, that's kind of a bullshit thing, because how are we as the players supposed to figure out where the fuck to go, other than just bumbling and redoing this whole goddamn thing again? Like, the only clue we have is there.
You know, this is great. It's like we're celebrating the new King's Quest game by you going through a text space.
Well, same choices as last time.
Okay, yes. I know these things. I know those things. Climb to the flyer. Circle over the camp. Fly to the smoke trace. Line carefully not far from the flyer. Listen to the conversation. Continue listening. Happy birthday to the crowd! Examine the man. What's up, man? Gonna find that center. Gotta go southwest of the forest. Land and look for the cabin. Let's, kick in the door and burst in the house. The gun ready. Fucking assholes changing the option order.
I know, keeping you on your toes. I was like, wow, he's going through this real quick.
East of the city. Inspect the rocks more carefully. Enter the grotto. Secret passage. Go for the passage.
Laser.
Carefully cut out the lock of the laser gun. Enter the base. Here we are.
Okay. Is there any way we can save at this portion, just so if we explore any other angles we get fucked? Okay, well, we'll just have to get fucked then. Okay, so our choices are go left or right.
Yes.
Or exit. Or get fucked. Let's go ahead and... I was going to say, what did that wise man always say? Never do anything right. Let's go left.
Going left, you ran into a row of barred cells. Looks like these were used to keep the pirates prisoners. A guard slept peacefully nearby. Right, you thought to yourself. Looks like even Borzukan's pirates are quite undisciplined. Suddenly the guard moved and mumbled something incoherent. You froze in your steps, but apparently he was still asleep. Still, you should keep it quiet, so as not to wake him up.
Okay, so we can kill him. We can batter him with the butt of the gun. Or we can set the explosive on his face and leave.
Beep, 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 beep.
What could we gain from killing him? Nothing. Except leaving a body around. What could we gain from not bludgeoning him? Not much, other than leaving a body around.
You know, might be able to search him. We might be able to, I don't know, do something with the prisoner cells.
That's true. Let's go ahead and batter him then.
You started to batter the sleeping guard with the butt of your gun, but he turned out to be tougher than that and even managed to shoot you once. Hey,
God
what do you
damn.
know? We're actually using this health gauge over here and not instantaneously dying. Having searched the guard's body, you managed to find a power clip with several charges for the laser gun. You're standing by the prison cells. A dead guard is lying nearby. You can set the explosive and leave or go back to the trucks.
Well, that was a great adventure. Let's go.
Maybe there might be a situation where maybe you could be taken prisoner and be in the prison cells. Beats me.
Alright, well, let's go back to the crossing.
You went back to the crossing when suddenly you heard somebody's steps and saw a guard. Saw guard walking right at you.
Holy shit, a saw guard. Okay, so we can shoot the guard. Okay, he's walking right at you. We're not hiding anywhere. I'm presuming we're just standing like a dipshit in the middle of the hallway.
Well, we could attempt to hide behind the corner and try not to get into a gunfight, I guess. You know,
okay,
have this be like Metal Gear.
Let's try to put our life on the line again and try to concuss a guard.
You hid around the corner when the guard approached quickly, jumped on him and took him out, landing the butt of your gun on his head. Turns out he's not that tough.
I was going to say, the first one was practice.
Chances are he is not going to come to anytime soon after a blow like this, and you didn't find anything useful on him. So now we can go right.
Yep.
You took the right corridor and soon reached a spacious hall with tables. Looks like this is a canteen. Luckily enough, it was empty. In the opposite wall of the canteen, you noticed 2 doors. We don't know any details about the doors, and we can't get any details about the doors, but at least we don't hear anyone laughing behind the doors. I mean, we do see symbols over there, if that fucking means anything. One of them looks like it could be a Paling symbol, but I don't know enough.
One looks like a paper airplane, one looks like a
V
wine
for
glass.
victory.
V for victory, yes.
You know, that's actually the Illuminati. You know, I learned about the triangle.
I know. That fucking video. Oh, shit. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Grimith. I don't know which one to go into. Let's go into the one that looks like a paper airplane, right door.
Never do anything right. Opening the right door, you entered a toilet. Looks like this isn't what you've been looking for. Go back to the canteen. Enter the left door. You open the door on the right and went into a small room with a huge power reactor in the middle. So the canteen leads to a toilet and a power reactor. Right by the reactor and the computer there sat a Paling. Seeing you, he quickly jumped up and reached for his weapon.
Shoot him, damn it! this is probably where we need to leave it. It's a fucking goddamn thing.
You pulled out your laser gun and shot the Paling instead of trying to charge all of that distance to punch him. I like it. Want to search him?
I don't know if we have time at this point. Plus, he probably doesn't have anything.
Oh, we got into like a gunfight with the other guy by like the prison cells, and nothing bad happened, right?
I guess you're right. Let's search the body.
Having searched the body of the Kilpaling, you found an almost spent power clip for a laser gun.
Alright, let's go ahead and leave the explosives here. Makes sense?
You set the explosives onto the reactor and headed back to the flyer. Pushing the detonator button, you heard a loud explosion and saw a huge mushroom of dust and ash rise from where a second ago was base. Looks like the base has been destroyed. Now you can go back to Carl for your well-deserved reward. What was even better, you managed to capture Borzicon alive, and that deserves some extra bonus. Mission accomplished.
For a second there ago was base. Now there's not much trouble. Oh, shit.
You know that I'm all about that base, no trouble. So, how do you feel?
I thought that the whole door with lapping behind it was kind of cheap. I wish there was an option to fucking listen, maybe determine what was behind the door.
Maybe to go in with guns blazing and shoot whoever motherfuckers are behind it, or throw a grenade, open the door.
I know. But instead, no, we're just going to be jackasses. Also, the funny thing is, I was just thinking to myself, where's the other entrance to the base? We explored every portion of that base, but there was no other exit, right?
I imagine it didn't give you the main door, because it did discuss that a bit in the text, because you were already in the base.
Okay.
I still want to. So I imagine, like, you could have like conquered the base first. You just would have had to go through the cave in order to reach the Paling base, and then dealt with Borzicon later.
It wasn't a bad mission. I had fun exploring the possibilities that we had. I also like that we just like kicked down the door and shot him that one time. It's just we're so inconsistent, Ranger Grimith, in these.
Well, you know,
sometimes we're a fucking yutz. Sometimes we're a goddamn badass. It's hard to tell.
Well, this fucking sometimes rubbish and sometimes badass is number 3 on Ranger rating.
And not too much longer, he'll be number 1.
Alright, that'll have to be for another video.